friends, welcome to the Grade 7 Mathematics program. Today we are going to learn about time. The chapter time has been divided into two parts. So for today we are going to learn about how to express times in terms of the 12-hour and the 24-hour clock. And we will also learn how to convert times from one unit to another. So let us start. Time. Time is something that we all use. We have different concepts involved in time. Time can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or even years. So let us look at some examples of time in real life. You can see there is a calendar showing the month. We have time on our mobile phone. We have a stopwatch to give us the time, or even our watch, or the clock face to give us time. Let us look at some instruments which were used to measure time long ago. So previously we were using the water clock, the sundial, or even the sun clock to measure time. And nowadays we use these different types of instruments to measure time, and of course our mobile phone. Now let us learn how to read time on a clock face. So I'm sure you already know that on a clock face we have different hands. We have a longer one which is called the minute hand, and the shorter hand which is called the hour hand. So usually when we are going to learn about time, you're going to see that if it is on 12, it is the o'clock. If it is on 6, we are going to use half past. Now this half, we are going to use the notation past, and for this one, we are going to use 2. So let us have a look at some examples. So for this one, we can see that the minute hand is on 12. And the hour hand is on 5. That is, the shorter hand is on 5. So this is 5 o'clock. Similarly, the minute hand is on 12 and the hour hand is on 8. So it is 8 o'clock. Now, let us look at this one. The minute hand is on 6 and the hour hand is between 12 and 1. So remember, when it is on 6, we are going to use half past. So here it is half past 12. Now let us look at this example. The minute hand is on 6 and the hour hand is between 7 and 8. So we are going to say that it is half past 7. The next one, the minute hand now is on 4 and the hour hand is between 12 and 1. Remember, I said for this half, we are going to use past. So here it is 20 minutes past 12. The next one, the minute hand is on 9. The hour hand is between 6 and 7. So here we have 2. This half part is 2. So we have quarter to 7. Now we're going to learn how to express times in terms of the 12-hour and the 24-hour clock. So let us look at this one. This is what we call the analog clock. And here we have the digital clock. So we consider an example. Copy and complete the table below. So we have a time in words. We have the 12-hour and the 24-hour notation. We look at the first one. 6 o'clock in the morning. If I'm going to use the 12-hour notation, it is 6 a.m. So for the 24-hour notation, it is simply 6:06:00. Now for half past 10 in the morning, for the 24-hour notation, it is 10:30. And for the 12-hour notation, it's going to be 10:30 a.m. Usually when we talk about morning, it's a.m. And we talk about afternoon, it's going to be p.m. So now for the third example, 3:15 p.m. For the 12-hour notation, or 15:15, in words, it's going to be 3:15 in the afternoon. The next one, 9:30 in the evening. So we are talking about evening. For the 12-hour notation, it's going to be 9:30 p.m. And for the 24-hour notation, it's going to be 21:30. How do I get 21:30? I just add 12 hours to 9:30. Next one, 25 minutes past 4 in the morning. So for the 24-hour notation, it's 04:25. Since I'm talking about morning, it's going to be 4:25 a.m. The next one, 10 minutes past 8 in the evening. So it is in the evening, we have p.m. So it's going to be 8:10 plus 12, that is 20:10. Next one, 12:40 p.m. So it's going to be just 20 minutes to 1 in the afternoon. For the last one, 10 minutes to 7 in the morning. So morning, it's going to be a.m. So it's 6:50 a.m. Now, we're going to learn how to convert time from one unit to another. So I'm sure you must recall from your grade 6 that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Similarly, 1 minute will be 1/60 hours. We then have 1 hour equal to 3,600 seconds, or 1 second equal to 1/3,600 hours. We can also have 1 minute equal to 60 seconds, or 1 second equal to 1/60 minutes. So let us look at this conversion chart. So if I have to convert from hour to minutes, I multiply by 60. If I need to convert from minute to second, I multiply by 60. Now, if I have to convert from hours to seconds, so I multiply by 3,600. Similarly, if I have to convert from seconds to minute, I divide by 60. To convert from minute to hours, I divide by 60. And if I have to convert from seconds to hours, I need to divide by 3,600. So let us have a look at some examples. The first one, convert the following into minutes. So we have 3 parts. Part A, 3 hours. Part B, 10.2 hours. And part C, 6 1/3 hours. So let us have a look at the solution. Remember, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So for 3 hours, it's going to be 3 times 60, that is 180 minutes. For 10.2 hours, it's going to be 10.2 times 60, that is 612 minutes. Similarly, for 6 1/3 hours, so I convert it into improper fraction, that is 19/3 times 60, which gives me 380 minutes. Now we have a look at the second example. We are going to convert into seconds. So 4 hours, 7/5 hours, and 8.5 hours to be converted into seconds. So we have a look at the solution. Remember, 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. So for 4 hours, I will have to multiply by 3,600 seconds, which gives me 144,000 seconds. Now for 7/5 hours, again I convert the mixed number into an improper fraction, that is 37/5 times 3,600, which gives me 26,640 seconds. For the last one, 8.5 hours, so it's going to be 8.5 times 3,600 seconds, which is 30,600 seconds. We have a look at the third example. We need to convert into minutes. So we have seconds to convert into minutes. Part A, 4,000 seconds. Part B, 9,600 seconds. we have a look at the solution. 1 second now, remember, is equal to 1 over 60 minutes. So for 4,000 seconds, I'm going to have 4,000 times 1 over 60 minutes. And this is equal to 66 2/3 minutes. Similarly, for 9,600 seconds, I'm going to have 9,600 times 1 over 60 minutes, and this gives me 160 minutes. Now we have a look at example 4. I have to convert the following minutes into seconds. So we have a look at the solution. Remember, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So for 10 minutes, I'm going to have 10 times 60, that is 600 seconds. And for 23.5 minutes, I'm going to have 23.5 times 60, which gives me 1,410 seconds. The next example now, we are going to learn how to convert minutes into hours. So again, we have 3 parts. The solution now, if you still remember, 1 minute is equal to 1 over 60 hours. So for 75 minutes, I'm going to have 75 times 1 over 60 hours, and this gives me 1/4 hours. For part B, 140 minutes will be 140 times 1 over 60 hours, and this gives me 2/1/3 hours. For the last one, 292 minutes will be 292 times 1 over 60 hours, and this is equal to 4/13 over 15 hours. So we now have a look at the next example. Convert the following into hours. So in this case, we are going to convert seconds into hours. We have 3 different parts. So the solution, if you still remember, 1 second is equal to 1 over 3,600 hours. So for 4,000 seconds, it will be 4,000 times 1 over 3,600 hours, and this is equal to 1/9 hours. For part B, 10,800 seconds will be 10,800 times 1 over 3,600 hours, and this is equal to 3 hours. For the last one, 30,000 seconds will be equal to 30,000 times 1 over 3,600 hours, which is equal to 8/1/3 hours. So these are some exercises for you to practice. So the first one is write down the time shown on each of the clock face below, part A in words and part B in figures. You also have some questions where you will have to convert into minutes, into seconds, or into hours. You have some YouTube videos where you can learn how to read time from a clock. And you also have some links where you can get some additional practice on the different concepts learned today. So friends, we have reached the end of today's lesson on time. We are going to meet again to learn about other concepts on time in the next session. So until next time, it's goodbye from me.